Hi there, I'm Ben and welcome to the third part of my full platinum walkthrough of God of War 3. So this is the exact point where we left off at the end of part 2, we're in Hephaestus' Forge. Just before I go through what we'll be doing during part 3 of the walkthrough, I'll just explain what we'll be doing first. We'll exit Hephaestus' Forge via the door at the bottom of the stairs, and then we'll use the lever in the middle of the circle area we get to. Spin the room around until the opening is at 3 o'clock, and then head that way to find a large pack of Hounds, another new enemy. Here is where we'll start working on the Obedience School trophy. Just keep kicking them by using the circle button to grab them. You can kick each dog twice before Kratos will kill them, so we can rack up quite a few while we're here. Right, so in this part of the walkthrough, the ultimate goal is to defeat Hades, which is what we'll be doing. Obviously, like I mentioned, we can start working on the Obedience School trophy, which is for kicking 50 Hounds. I get the Bloody Hell trophy for covering Kratos in 500 buckets of blood by killing enemies. There's no way to track this trophy or anything, just know that you will get it early on. The only other trophy we'll be getting during this part is the Depths Below story trophy for killing Hades. Having said that, there is a chance to get the 1000 hit combo trophy, Hitman, shortly after killing Hades. I miss out by 15 hits in this video, which as you can imagine was extremely annoying. I did want to try out another area, so I carried on. Having now tried the second area, I would definitely recommend doing the trophy at the place I show you at the end of this video, especially if you're doing a single playthrough strategy and are playing on Titan mode. The enemies are weaker and there aren't any Hellhounds around to break your combo. I do get the trophy in the second area, which will be in the next video, and I'll still explain how to get it there. Finally, we'll get two collectibles, the third Phoenix Feather and the second Godly Possession, Hades' Helm, and that's it for this video really. Most of it's actually taken up with the boss fight with Hades and trying to get the 1000 hit combo. Just a quick note, we are still working on the It's Getting Hot in Here trophy, so remember to kill weaker enemies with the fire attack from the Bow of Apollo. After dealing with all of the dogs, remember to open the two red chests, then return to the circular area. Rotate the area so that the opening is now at 12 o'clock, allowing you to continue on, where we'll be retrieving one of Kratos' weapons, the Blade of Olympus.
Kratos?
How do you know of me?
You're the ghost of Sparta. Everyone knows who you are. Everyone is afraid of you.
There are reasons for that.
I'm not afraid of you.
It is good you're not afraid, child. Fear is a heavy burden.
I'm not a child, Kratos.
It does not matter what you are. My concerns lay elsewhere.
Kratos, please. I need you to free me.
The quest for freedom is also a heavy burden. I cannot help you.
So this new weapon isn't one we can use all the time, it's tied to a special power, the Rage of Sparta. It's not one I rely on too much, to be honest, as it's slow to refill and I can't guarantee that you're going to have the ability to use it when I do. It is handy in large fights as it does do quite a lot of damage and does make you invincible while it's active. For that reason, I'm actually going to recommend not using it here and saving it for the next fight in a minute against 2 Cerberus. I'm not sure how you say that. By the way, you refill the energy bar for the Rage of Sparta by killing enemies and getting yellow orbs out of chests. They're usually mixed in with other orbs in white chests. After killing all the enemies, make your way to the gate leading to Hades for the fight against the Cerberuses. Cerberi. Yeah.
Come in! Make yourself at home. This time,
Right, this next area, the Palace of Hades, is a series of very simple puzzles. For the first one, we need to drag the pile of rocks from the right to the left to prop up the round mechanism once we've used it. This will keep a gate open in the upper right side of the area. Use the tree in the middle to climb up there while it's being held open. Up there we'll have another quick little fight against some Hounds and a couple of Minotaurs, a good opportunity to kick some more dogs around.
Fuel your blade, Kratos!
So the idea of this next area is to smash a hole in the chest of the statue of Hades using his dead wife's coffin. Unfortunately his arms are blocking his chest, so we're going to need to hold them up out of the way so we can do so. The first time you try and use the coffin you'll notice it doesn't work, but it will drop 2 ladders down, one on each side of the area. We'll be using the one on the left first. Before that though, there will be a quick fight where we can get some more fire arrow kills. Time for a quick Phoenix Feather and our first magic bar upgrade before completing the puzzle. After the fight, head all the way to the back left side of the area to find another ladder. Use it, and at the top you'll find 2 red chests and a hidden chest off to the right inside of Hades' head. This is Phoenix Feather 3 of 12. Once you have the upgrade, head back down the ladder and up the other ladder on the left hand side. Next up, we need to get the pile of rocks from the bottom floor up to this area to prop underneath the round mechanism. Do this by using the lift at the back. Of course, while down there retrieving the pile of rocks, we get attacked by more irritating bats. I actually think they're little harpies, to be honest. While killing them, I get the bloody hell trophy for covering Kratos in 500 buckets of blood during combat. Like I mentioned previously, there's no way to track this, but you should get it around now as well. Once the coast is clear, take the pile of rocks up to the top area using the lift. Drag the rocks towards the round mechanism, then jump back down to the area with a lever and use it to move the statue's arms out of the way. This next part's on a timer, so we're going to have to be quick here. Run back up to the round mechanism on the left and use it to close the cuff around the statue's hand. Now push the rocks underneath to hold it closed. Now all we have to do is the exact same thing on the opposite side, except this time we don't need any rocks. Jump down and use the lever again to move the remaining arm up out of the way. Use the ladder on the right to climb up to another round mechanism. Use it to lock the right arm out of the way. Now we can jump down and smash a hole in the statue's chest using the coffin. After that it's going to be time to fight Hades, so make sure you've opened up all of the chests and have full health.
Kratos, so glad you could carve out some time for us. You know, we need it. I sense some bad blood between us, Kratos. Oh, all the memories. They're overwhelming, really. Let's see. How many sins have you committed against me? Oh, that's right. You murdered my niece, Athena. And what else? What else? And you killed my brother, Poseidon. And I have not forgotten that it was you who butchered my beautiful queen. I will see you suffer as I have suffered. Your soul is mine.
Right, now it's finally time to take on Hades. This is probably the most difficult boss fight as it's in such a small area. You'll have hardly any weapons or upgrades and it's quite long. The first thing I'll mention is save your Rage of Sparta special attack for the end of the first part of the fight. The fight is broken up into 3 parts, with this first part being the longest and being made up of multiple stages. Again, like I mentioned in a previous video, stick to quick attacks for boss fights. They do less damage, but they give you more of a chance to dodge incoming attacks as you don't get locked into a long attack animation. I don't use magic attacks during this fight to avoid getting hit as they finish. I find they break my rhythm anyway. Obviously you can use them, but I would save them for the later stages of the fight when he's a bit more aggressive. So this first part is pretty simple. It just involves dodging and attacking. Try and stay behind him. None of his attacks can hurt you while you're there. When you've damaged him enough, he'll jump up to the ceiling and do a slam attack. Make sure you double jump to avoid the shockwave. After that, he'll put his back against the wall for the next stage of the fight. You will only be able to dodge left and right now and continue to do so, stopping to hit him when you see an opening. Damage him enough and a circle prompt will appear. When you initiate it, you'll carve a bit of his flesh from his chest and throw it behind you. You now have to destroy this bit of flesh before it can get back to him. Doing this will result in a health boost. If it does get back to him, you'll have to redo the previous stage of the fight and get the circle prompt to appear again. If you do destroy the flesh, you'll anger him and the ground will turn black. At the last moment, part of the ground will return to its normal colour. It will be on the left, right or in the middle. Move to this area so you don't get hit by his chains. Now we have to do all 3 previous stages all over again, but this time he's going to be more aggressive. Now will be a good time to use your magic if you want to. The rest of the strategy stays the same, dodge roll and attack when there's an opening. Eventually you'll carve a second bit of flesh from him, kill that one too. He'll do another attack where the ground turns black and he'll enter beast mode. That's the time you'll want to use the Rage of Sparta ability. You'll just want to get that bit over with. Another circle prompt will appear and this part of the fight will be over. Just 2 more left. For the second part, he'll try and pull you into the river Styx. This bit is very easy. Dodge his attacks and keep hitting him, and mash circle if you hang over the river. After this part, it will seem like you've killed him, and you'll even get the Depths Below trophy, but we're not done yet.
Your pain is mine. I enjoy listening to your pain. Be stronger.
Test out your new weapon, the Claws of Hades, on the weak enemies that appear, or you could even use the Bow of Apollo and get some more fire kills. To be honest, the Claws of Hades only have one use, getting the 1000 hit combo trophy, and that's it. I don't use them again after that. By the way, these aren't the enemies where you get that trophy, that's coming up soon. Once all the enemies are dead, Hades will appear again in giant form for the last part of the fight. This part is actually really simple as well. Just attack him, and when he rears up for an attack, use the hook point and swing behind him. Continue doing this and you'll finally kill him for good by tearing his soul from his body. Okay, so that's that finally. So we're about to go to the area where you get the Hitman trophy for getting a 1000 hit combo. But before that, don't save like I do in the video yet. Instead, jump in the water, and directly below where Hades was is the second godly possession, Hades' Helm. You will need to dive down a bit to see it. Now you can get out the water and save the game. The reason I did it this way is that if you don't get the 1000 hit combo in the next area the first time you do it, you're going to reload your game. If you collected the Helm of Hades after saving the game like I did in the video, you would need to recollect it and you might forget. Right, so now is the time to try and get the 1000 hit combo trophy, Hitman. The game is instructing you to use Soul Summon, but ignore that. Instead, use the L1 circle attack while using the Claws of Hades. It does a mini soul tear attack and some skulls appear that damage surrounding enemies. It's a very weak and pretty pointless attack really. For that reason it's going to allow you to get 1000 hits. Not me though, I only get 985. The reason for this is that I do a couple of powerful attacks by accident. I didn't change the buttons I was pressing, Kratos just grabs enemies randomly sometimes if your timing's a bit off. If I hadn't have done that I would have gotten the trophy at this point as well. I do show another place to get this trophy in the next video, but it's not as easy as this one. So if you do fail, reload and try again before moving on. Just keep hold of L1 and keep mashing circle. You can pivot and actually aim at individual enemies and try and push them back if they get too close. Unlike most games, taking damage doesn't break your combo, just don't leave it too long in between attacks. I've left my entire attempt of this area in for anyone who wants to see me fail, but this is pretty much the end of the video. After killing these enemies, we'll do a bit more swimming and emerge in Hephaestus' Forge again, where another cutscene will play out. Then after that I'll end the video at the same save point where it started. Okay, I'm going to leave it here. I hope these videos are helping. Please leave me feedback, it helps me make my videos better for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 4.
Kratos! Can it be? Does this mean Lord Hades rules no longer?
The god of the underworld is dead.
Dead? Ha! Hades deserved to suffer, though I thought his death impossible.
Olympians overestimate themselves.
Interesting. I will keep that in mind, Spartan. Ha ha ha. You need the soul of a god to use the Hyperion Gate, Kratos. And that one has not been used for centuries. I'm sure it's broken, otherwise I would have seen my beautiful... You know, Kratos, I wasn't always like this. A monster. I was once the most prized craftsman in all of Olympus. Zeus rewarded me with my marriage to the beautiful Aphrodite. My mother, Hera, bragged of my talent. But the day you killed Ares was the day my world was torn from me. That day, Zeus became the fiend you now know. Worst of all, he took my beloved daughter, Pandora. My reason for living. I spend my time here trying to recreate her. I fail again and again. She still lives, Spartan. I can feel it. You, Kratos. You can bring her back to me.
Your child is not my concern.
But surely you can understand. You were once a father, too.